You were never afraid of failure. You were taught to be. When you hesitated before speaking, someone said, "Don't mess it up." When you dreamed too loud, someone whispered, "Be realistic." And just like that, fear was passed down like an invisible heirloom. Fear of failure isn't born within us, it's installed generation after generation. Ancestors who survived by avoiding mistakes unknowingly taught us caution as wisdom and fear as safety. But here's the truth. What kept them alive is now keeping you small. You didn't inherit fear, you inherited protection. And protection, left unchecked, becomes paralysis. This is not your fear, it's their memory echoing through your blood.
Listen closely. That trembling before trying something new, it's not weakness, it's history speaking. Your DNA remembers danger, remembers shame, remembers the tribe turning away from the one who failed. Fear of failure isn't modern, it's ancient software, coded for survival, not success. Philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Your mind imagines catastrophe, not because it hates you, but because it thinks it's protecting you. The real question is, can you love the part of you that's only trying to keep you safe? Once you do, fear begins to lose its power, because safety is not the same as peace.
Look deeper into your lineage. Who first told you it's dangerous to dream too big? A father afraid of humiliation? A mother punished for speaking too loudly? They didn't mean to pass it down. They thought fear was love. They believed warning you meant saving you. But every "be careful" became a chain. Every "don't fail" became a whisper of inherited shame. Carl Jung once wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." So maybe failure isn't what you fear. Maybe it's your family's unhealed silence inside you. And to break it, you must face what they could not.
Neuroscience calls it the amygdala hijack. Your brain doesn't distinguish between physical danger and emotional risk. To it, rejection feels like death. Failure feels like exile. But this isn't truth. It's the residue of evolution. Our ancestors were cast out of tribes for mistakes. We, on the other hand, post online and get judged by strangers. Different era, same trigger. The fear you feel is ancient wiring firing in a modern world. Your nervous system is trying to protect you from a saber-toothed tiger that doesn't exist anymore. Once you realize that, courage isn't about not feeling fear. It's about recognizing its illusion. It's a ghost from another age.
Failure terrifies us because it strips away control, but control itself is the greatest illusion. Philosopher Alan Watts said, "The desire for security and the feeling of insecurity are the same thing." You try to control outcomes because you were taught that safety comes from predictability. Yet, life's beauty is in the unpredictable, in the cracks where growth hides. Every masterpiece was once a mistake, refined by faith. Every invention was a failure that refused to end. What if failure isn't loss, but redirection? What if it's not proof of inadequacy, but an invitation to evolve? The universe doesn't punish you with failure, it tutors you with it. Society glorifies success, but hides the scars that built it. We scroll through filtered victories and forget the failures beneath them. No one posts the rejections, the crying floors, the nights of doubt. So we inherit another lie, that success must be clean. But reality is messy, it's raw, it's human. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And habits are built on repetition, not perfection. If you fear failure, you'll never repeat enough to grow. Failure is the soil. Growth is the seed. Stop pruning your life before it blooms. Your fear thinks it's your friend. It whispers, "Don't try, you'll only get hurt." But here's the paradox. By avoiding pain, it multiplies it. You suffer the agony of what-ifs instead of the lessons of experience.
Fear keeps you from falling, but it also keeps you from flying. It was once armor, now it's a cage. As Nietzsche said, one must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star. That chaos, that risk, is where your light is born. So thank your fear, then set it free. You no longer need to inherit their caution to prove your worth.
Healing fear isn't about deleting it, it's about rewriting it. You are the code breaker of your lineage. Every act of courage sends a message backward through time, healing those who couldn't. When you take a risk today, your ancestors rise within you, whispering, "This is what we dreamed for you." You are not betraying your bloodline by being brave. You are fulfilling it. Courage is ancestral redemption. Every small step you take reshapes centuries of inherited limitation. You were chosen to end what began in silence. You were born to become what they were too afraid to try.
This is the turning point. For the first time in human history, we are free enough to fail without dying for it. Failure is no longer fatal, it's feedback. Our ancestors never had that luxury. They built the walls. We are meant to climb them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." You were never meant to be perfect, only alive, and aliveness requires risk. You are the generation that will redefine fear, not as danger, but as direction. Step into the discomfort. It's your inheritance evolving.
This is where the story ends or begins. Your fear of failure isn't real. It's a ghost wearing your name. It's time to return it to where it came from. Stand at the edge of your next decision. Breathe. Feel the trembling. That's not weakness. That's evolution awakening. You were never afraid. You were remembering someone else's fear. Now write your own memory. Take the leap. Fail beautifully. Rise endlessly. Because fear is not inherited. Courage is. And it's been waiting inside you all along.